Will Pendles be Collingwood's next senior coach? Let's talk about it. So this question has been ruminating in my mind for a couple of weeks, and a couple of months really, and it's really come out a little bit more after what Pendles said the other day after training.
Yeah, a little bit more of the coaching side of stuff on the down days for us. So enjoyed that. I spoke to Fly about that last year, about something that I'd love to be able to do, and yeah, he's really open to it. So working with the midfield coaches about just doing a few little things here and there. So yeah, I've enjoyed that. It's a good change up for me as well.
So we know that in 2025, Pendles is making not a transition into like a player coach or anything like that, but he will be taking a lot more of coaching responsibilities and reviewing footage, just like he said. And there's this nice little bit of footage from Curtis that guys need to follow on Instagram. You'll see it pop up now, where he's coaching during training, and we see this all the time, right? We see this during games, we see this before and after games. We saw it, in the grand final. He's coaching everyone in that last quarter and in that third quarter and stuff like that. And he was a big reason why we won that grand final in 2023 because of his coaching. And you can tell that when he's not on the field or when he's not playing, we really do miss him. And it's not just because he's one of the best players in the AFL and has been for years and years and years. It's because of that on-field coaching. And Fly said it multiple times where he can sort of rely on Pendles to coach the team out on the ground. He doesn't really, and Fly doesn't have to say much or anything like that. I wish I knew exactly where I could find that footage, but I haven't been able to find it. But he does say that, and it just seems to me like I just really want him as Collingwood's next coach. Now, at the moment, Scott Pendlebury is coaching Halsbury with Matthew Lloyd, and he was doing that all throughout the finals and all throughout, I think it was his 400th game, he was doing that as well. So Matthew Lloyd and people and parents have said that it's like seeing a mini Collingwood out there when Halsbury is playing. So he does have that pedigree, he does have that want for it. He said multiple times that has that want for coaching. He has also said that he would be doing himself a disservice if he didn't sort of spread his wings and not just stay at Collingwood and maybe go to another club to be an assistant under someone else, kind of like what Sam Mitchell did before he came back to Hawthorn to coach. Now, what I'm thinking is kind of, like when Mufasa and Simba, they're on Pride Rock and Mufasa's like, that's this all that territory could be yours, just don't go to the Badlands. And that's, to me, that's Craig McRae telling Scott, all of this Collingwood, you could be the next coach of Collingwood. Just don't go to Carlton, mate. Don't assistant coach at Carlton because you won't be welcome back here. You know what I mean? So it could be a passing of the baton. And Fly has said on multiple occasions that he doesn't want to coach for like 50 years. He's going to take it as it comes. And who knows if there is a clock on Fly. Not that he's a bad coach or anything, but because of what he said, where coaching isn't he's the be all and end all. So I can't remember when his contract expires, but when that expires, is there going to be an extension or what happens? Now, Scott Pendlebury has also said that he wants to take a year out of football. So whenever he retires, 2025, 2026, 2027, he's going to take a year out, do media for a year, travel with his family for a year where there's no responsibility of football or coming back for training or anything like that. And I can definitely, I want him to do that. I definitely agree that should happen. But could it be that he just doesn't assistant coach somewhere else and he comes straight to Collingwood to be our head coach? And I know we don't have a good history of Collingwood, like great Collingwood players making good coaches. Buckley was, a kick away from a premiership. So we get that, right? But then you look at, Tony Shaw as well. But I think Scott Pendlebury could buck that trend. No pun intended. Scott Pendlebury is not only a modern day great of the game, but a modern day coach. And I feel like whatever team gets him as a head coach, because he will become a head coach. I guarantee nothing else in life, but Scott Pendlebury will become a head coach. I just hope that it is at Collingwood. Like I really wish it's a Sam Mitchell type of situation where Pendles takes a year out of the game, he goes to assistant coach at Tasmania for a year or two, and then comes back to Collingwood to be our head coach. I want him to have that experience somewhere else. but I'm also a very greedy person. I'm a very greedy person and a very jealous person when I want to be. And if I see Scott Pendlebury head coach somewhere else, I will be absolutely livid. I'd be happy for him, but I would be absolutely livid. So what I'm looking forward to the most in 2025, so next year, next season, is what this new coaching responsibility means for Pendles. Does it mean that the coaching sort of hinders his ability on field, or does it help his ability on field because he'll be able to coach even better than the mids and whoever else he's sort of coaching around there? Everyone can feed off that experience. You know, Nick Dacos is probably the closest thing to Scott Pendlebury. So where Nick Dacos will eventually be that Scott Pendlebury role in the way that he sort of sets up the field. And you can kind of see Nick being that leader out there already. So that's going to be good. So that's another passing of the baton. So I just want to know, or I just want to know how this new coaching role, and it's not an official coaching role. He's not, listed in Collingwood's website as a midfield coach. He's just doing extra after school hours, after work hours, in coaching and reviewing footage and everything like that. And we know that he's so diligent in this anyway. So he's been doing this for years and years and years and years. So it's just a little bit of a step up. But I just want to know, does this affect his on-field performance, or does it, help his on-field performance? Is 2025 his last year, and 2026 is his assistant coaching somewhere, or he does take that year off, and because he feels like, okay, I'm loving coaching more than I'm loving playing. So this year, especially because it's his last contracted year, it's going to be very, very interesting. But let me know your thoughts down below. Do you want Scott Pendlebury to be our next coach right after Craig McRae finishes? What would happen if he coaches? Who needs a coach? What would happen if he went to the Western Bulldogs to be their head coach, or something like that? How would you feel? Let me know your thoughts down below. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets. And until next time, double shackers. I'll swoop you later.